Hello dear friends, Fisher here. Today we continue with our beautiful story, The Power of Spirit by ALFRED, HOSP, also known as Freddy in the book. Today Bruno is staying at Freddy and Lilo's apartment. And then they were going to visit a community leader and a group of friends at the community leader's home. And Bruno was talking to another friend, Loy, who arranged that. And Bruno said, "What would I give so as not to have to go there today?" And Loy said, "Oh, look, Mr. Groning, this has been arranged for a long time, and the friends are waiting, and if you don't go and we cancel now, there will be very unpleasant for me. I don't have a reason to say to them." And then Bruno say, "Fine. Loy, my friends, I'll go with you. You will see soon enough what is waiting for us with this family today. I won't be spared anything at all." And then they drove to the community leader's home, and then after opened the door, and Bruno just sat on the table, on one end of the table. All other friends was on the other end of the table and also around the table, and Bruno was sitting next to a 2 meters door, a double folding door. And then he was there very quiet and silence actually for a few minutes. And then as soon as he came in, there is what's happened. Everybody was wondering what's happened to Bruno. He normally comes in the house and then just began to say things to a friend and also began to eat. And then today he came in and then he sat down and then it was in complete silence. And then everybody was wondering why what happened to him. And then suddenly there was a deathly harsh noise and deafening uproar began, and like something shook and rattled the secure locked door very, very hard. It's like your door just suddenly slamming and banging, and then you were just sitting there and then don't know what's happened. So what's happened? It's like a tornado here or earthquake or whatever. And then after a few minutes, and then Bruno began to eat, and he did not say anything. He was in a complete silence. And then of course, like that night, the atmosphere was very tense because nobody knows why and what happened to Bruno. He was in complete silence. And when Bruno came back to the apartment and he broke his silence, he said to Freddy, "It is often scarcely comprehensible how much evil one single person can bind to themselves. It was a horde of very evil spirits that were hanging on to the mother of the community leader of Vienna. And I first had to chase these beings out of the apartment so as to be able to eat in peace. It was a hard struggle. You only hear it and did not see it, as the sight would have been unbearable for you." And then Bruno moved on and then gave his friend Loy aluminium foil ball. And then he said, "To herewith carry this ball in your ear, so that you know in good time what needs to be done. Yes, I must always give something more to the friends who have a responsibility." And then next morning, and Bruno's friend Loy, beaming with joy, and then he said, "Oh, it worked perfectly, and I can hear you." And then Bruno said to him, "Yes, Loy, my friend, that is how it should be. Pay attention to this ball, and in the future, never forget that one always has to obey what is heard as well. So firstly, Bruno was in a terrible situation that he had to go. He didn't want to go to the community leader's home because he knew he could see there was full of evil, very evil spirit there. And then it was Horde of them. And then Bruno did not want to go at first. And then he couldn't explain this to his friend, to Lloyd. So look, the community leader's mom has full of evil spirit. I don't want to go. And who gonna believe him? He's the only one who can see. Others can't see. Isn't it, dear friends? In this world, whatever we can't see and we don't believe that exists, we do not know. And then we always say seeing is believing, but how much we're able to see with our physical eyes? That is the question. So basically Bruno was there and has to chase out all the evil spirit there before he can begin to eat in peace. So luckily we don't have to see the spirit. And then there was some people can see the spirits, and they are genuine psychic or genuine clairvoyant. And then, but you have to be really strong to be able to bear the sin, as what Bruno always say. You need a strong nerve and full of love. Otherwise, you can't bear the evil. If you can see the evil, what's the most ugly creature in the world? They always give you nightmares in your childhood, and that evil spirit will be worse. That's why we can't see, most of us, we can't see in the spiritual world, because it does not serve a good purpose to us. Because it will frighten us, and then it's not good for our spiritual development. And the day we are strong enough to be able to bear this, we shall see all the evil spirit. Dear friend, so sometimes don't be so curious. Some people were talking about open the third eye and this and that. Sometimes we don't see for a reason, and often we don't want to do something we cannot bear the consequences, because that only serve a purpose to destroy us. And then the second story, Bruno was talking about his aluminium foil ball. So basically he built up the connection in the foil ball, and he could talk to Lloyd once he passed to the spiritual world. And then there is a bridge, and then he built, so he could talk to the friends through that aluminium foil ball. It sounds crazy or sounds incomprehensible. How can this be? Especially to the friends who do not believe in the spiritual reality, and then this thing will sound very, very much strange or crazy or like a madness. But nothing in this world is out of possibility, dear friends. So again, our human perception of reality is very limited. So we should always be open to the possibility of the unknown world. So this way, we do not limit ourselves into the thinking of what we can only see and what we can feel and touch. There's higher reality than that, dear friends. So always have an open mind, please, and then open to the possibilities, and then it will come to you. I wish you have a good day, and God bless.